So you guys ready for my first game review? Hey there, Internet Best Buddies, and welcome back to the channel. As always, I'm Ray, and today we're doing something a little different. Instead of a movie, we're going to be reviewing a game that just recently came out. That game? For Honor. So For Honor is brought to us by Ubisoft, and it's more or less a fighting game, but with a really cool new mechanic where you have to actually position your swords in different stances in order to block and attack your opponents. Also, the factions in the game are Samurai, Vikings, and Knights. So here's what I thought about the game. So For Honor looks really good. It does have some graphical issues, but I think on the whole the game looks really good. Except maybe for the fire graphics. Sometimes they look pretty poop. I really enjoy the gameplay of this game, which has a great emphasis on timing and opponent anticipation. Nailed it. There's a great mix of strategy in the fighting system that's really enjoyable, but I'll clearly never master because I'm an impatient man-child. There's also the element of team damage, which I just really can't stand. It's a little too much, and I think you should just be stunned and not damaged by your teammates. So there's 3 chapters, one for each of the factions, that being the Samurai, the Vikings, and the Knights. The story for the most part is okay. It does a good job of showing Apollyon's manipulation of each of the factions, but the marketing they presented led me to believe she'd be more of a shadow figure manipulating things from behind the scenes. In the game, she's much more out in the open and just slaughtering people. Honestly, the weakest part is the Viking campaign. I felt like that was just boring. There's some really good varied environments throughout the campaign, and they're distinct for each faction. I'm also really happy that they didn't just take the multiplayer maps and force them into the campaign as levels, although they do this with one of the maps. Doo-doo. The campaign missions as well do a great job of forcing you to play as different warriors in each of the factions, and therefore teaching you how to play as them for the multiplayer component. Although there is way too much emphasis on tutorials in this game. I'll get tutorials that pop up over and over again for no reason. Although some advice, go in and play the campaign and do the first few levels. Those act as the overall tutorial, and you cannot skip them, whereas in the multiplayer there is a tutorial but you can skip it. My biggest problem with the campaign is it needs more missions where you're storming these giant strongholds like the last Samurai mission. That mission was a lot of fun to play. I want more of that. Then we have the meat and potatoes of this game, which is the multiplayer. I really enjoy the character leveling and customization. There is a lot you can do with these characters. Such as this gentleman here, rocking this fall's latest and greatest Assassin's Creed armor. All the available game modes are a lot of fun to play, aside from maybe straight up team deathmatch. I don't really think that works in this game. But the 1-on-1s, 2v2s, the elimination, the conquest mode, loads of fun. Absolutely love it. They're super addicting too. I always want to play just one more match, which is a great sign of a game. Just like with the Titanfall series, I love when these multiplayer games place these disposable, weaker soldiers that are just there as pretty much fodder for the actual human players, so that those that aren't really as experienced get a feel of the combat and feel like they're actually contributing. Unfortunately, when the game first came out, I did get disconnected a good amount and had a lot of trouble getting into games. Hopefully this is something they fix in the future of the game's life cycle. There is also a really annoying bug that I encounter a lot where once my orders, which are kind of like your bonus objectives that give you more experience, once those are completed, I can't add new ones. Another great element to this game is the meta multiplayer game that they have going on. Think of it kind of as a variation on Risk. You win points every match you complete, even if you win or lose. You get these faction points that you can place into different territories. So you can use these points to either defend a location you already have or to attack another location. And at the end of, I believe, 6 hours, a map rotation occurs. And you see the effects of people's placements. And this factors into the whole rounds and the season of the multiplayer metagame, where if your team has the most territories by the end of the season, you will get extra gear and all sorts of extra goodies. So overall, I really enjoyed For Honor. It's a really great game with some issues and some lackluster elements. It's definitely a really fun multiplayer experience, and you don't even have to play against people. You can play against bots with your friends, which for some reason I feel like is something that's kind of going away in the industry. So I'm really glad that it's back here. Whenever I play the game, I always finish a match, and even if I do bad or do good, I'm always like, I just want to play one more game. Just one more game. I absolutely love one-on-one. even though I get destroyed sometimes, but sometimes I have some really good matches. It's definitely a blast to play, and for me, it was definitely worth the $60 they asked for at launch. For Honor gets a 7 out of 10. So yeah, there's my first game review. So go down in the comments and let me know what you thought I did good, what you think I need to do better. Also, if you're interested in picking up For Honor, I'm going to leave an affiliate link down in the description. For those of you that don't know, affiliate links are basically you buy the game and then I get some sort of commission. I want to fully disclose that for you. I don't want to be shady about it. If you haven't done so already, go down and subscribe so you can stay up to date with all the content that I put out. Definitely like the video so I know that I'm doing something right. And share the video with a friend. Thanks again for watching, everybody. See ya.